Just wanted to say.
You could not live with your own failure.
Trapped in the concept, falsely accused, was used, and misled, bitch, I'm hoping you fucking rest in peace.
Alright, you guys, it's Gucci. It's your boy, SJK.Sanctum, the first black Super Saiyan in the world, Robin's Planet. I'm back here with another video. We got The Witcher spoiler-free review right here, right now. I'm going to let you know if you should watch the show or if you shouldn't watch it. First things first, I'll say, I think you should watch this show. If you're into the, like, ancient medieval settings, you know, knights and shining armor, mythical creatures, I can see you getting into this show. This is a Polish story, so you know this is a Polish-based tale. The book originated from Poland, I believe, Poland. So it's a Polish tale. But let me say this about this show: Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia, as far as like doing the accent, Henry Cavill has the perfect build for Geralt I want. Like, when I played The Witcher 3, and I saw Geralt's, like, you know, kind of... Geralt is not a very big, buff dude, but Henry Cavill has the perfect build I want Geralt to have. Big, buff, and muscular. That's what I want. He gave me that. He came in there and did his thing. His design with the contacts, his white hair, Legolas, he looks tight. He looks nice. He looks nice. His accent, his voice... I'm a bit up and down with it, but for the most part, I'm like, that's how I imagine Geralt would sound if we did a live action. And he tried to really capture the accent he hears in the games, because he did play the games and he read the books. So I see him trying to really mimic the accent from the games. Yennefer. Oh man, when I first saw Yennefer.
Oh! Dude! What the fuck?
That she was ugly, bruh. She looked hideous. Her lip was all over here. Then she had a big old punch back on her left shoulder. I'm like, ugh. I wanted to legit light a flame and toss it at her. Go get away, foul beast. That's what I wanted to say. Get away, foul beast. But man, later in the first season, when Yennefer, you know, she took a change. Oh, she looked fire, bruh. Even though, you know, look, let me say this. You have characters in this story like Fringilla, who are kind of race swapped. But hey, it's all good. At least Geralt's not being played by a black guy.
I'm thankful.
Bruh, I would have been mad. But, you know, we're not going to trip about it too much. I'm not finna spout SJW. I'm not finna say that. PC, I'm not finna say that. But there are some race swaps in here that I do not per se like. But I'm willing to get past it to continue along with the show. But still, I didn't want them. But they're here. And I'm stuck with them. So, you know, I'll enjoy it. But yeah, at least Geralt's not being played by a black, Asian, Middle Eastern guy, because I would have been mad. As far as the story goes, the story was at times confusing. Like, let me just say this: there's times in the season where you'll be going to the past, in the present. You'll be going between the past and the present. But the thing is, the way the episodes are structured, they don't have those little things. You know when some movies say like 5 months later, 5 months earlier. This show should have incorporated that, you know, to give better understanding of the timeline, because the timeline got confusing. It wasn't up until like episode 7 where I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, cool, okay, so that's the, okay, because that started adding up, because I was like, didn't that person die? Why are you still here? You're dead. And I'm like, oh, so yeah. You have our actress who plays Ciri. I mean, what's there to say? I mean, I guess she did a good job. I mean, she played a girl in distress running away. So, I mean, you did a good job. Her acting, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just like, you did your job. You know, you did your job. You didn't annoy me. You didn't piss me off. You know, you did okay. Cool, you can stay. Oh, I did want to comment on the action of the show. The action of the show. Um, the action of the show. Let's talk about Geralt specifically. I like Geralt's choreography when sword fighting in the show. The one thing that makes me mad is his power. His power set. Like, look, is that a spoiler? Okay, let me just say this. If you played the Witcher 3 games, read the books, Geralt has the sign ability Yard. It's like force push. And think of force push from Star Wars. That's what Geralt has. But he has Igni, which is the ability to shoot fire. Erden, which is the ability to trap people like wraiths and ghosts and stuff. Quen, it creates like a shield, a barrier around you. And you have one more, Axii, which controls the mind. It's like force mind trick. Geralt only used like one of these abilities like throughout the whole season. Sorry for the slight spoiler, but yeah, he's only gonna use one of these magical abilities. I'm like, look, I didn't read a lot of the books, but I'm like, where this nigga's magic at? Cause there were some cases he was getting beat up by a monster. I was like, use your magic. And there's a recharge time, but the recharge time for him to use his magic is like, what? A couple seconds. And I'm like, why don't you keep using your magic? Look, Geralt's, his power set is kind of inconsistent. His sword plays tight. But, it's like when I played the Witcher 3 games, there's times when Geralt will get captured. And I'm like, aren't you a superhuman? Like, you getting captured by normal people. Okay, I will bear through with it. You have to write dumb stuff for things to happen. So, yeah. But other than that, if I had to get to the tone of the show, there's humor in here. There's a lot of noticeable humor, like really noticeable humor, and like some very comedic moments that I wish weren't there. Like, there's a lot of them in here. But for the most part, the show is able to dial it back to becoming very, very, very serious, very dark and grim, to where I'm like, okay, I'm okay with a bit of that comedy, It's not Marvel Cinematic Universe level of cheesy type of corny comedy, but the tone, it's cool for me. It's just there's some times when there's some jokes that get dropped and I'm like, nah. But the serious tone is able to come in and make, and it's able to take me and be like, all right, I'm cool with you. We cool now. I ain't mad no more. We cool. But the dialogue, look, it's some cases where like characters will say the F word and it's like, yeah, the F word coming out of your mouth don't sound right. Like, for example, with Yennefer, I'm not finna say what scene, but there's some times when she drops the F-bomb and I'm like, that just doesn't flow off the tongue for you very well. But yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of F-bombs in the show. And yes, this show does have nudity, and you will see knowledge. But you ain't finna see you're just gonna see the most nudity you're gonna get with this is some boobies, and that's it. I expected more, but I guess when you go R-rated, you can't go full on adult, show all the parts. But yeah. Henry Cavill as Geralt, I like him. He looks very intimidating. There was times in these episodes where he gave off where some bystanders and stuff like really tried to get in his face and try to punk him, and then he would get in their face with them eyes, that big stature, them big muscles, and that height he had on him. Look at that person. I'm Superman, bruh. Don't forget. I'm Geralt, and I'm Superman. Forgot my face. Man, Henry Cavill was tight. He was tight. One thing I did really like about this show is the fact that in the very first episode, they established Geralt's code, the Witcher code, when it comes to monsters, right? They established that. They established that when Geralt is not like no judge, jury, and executioner. Just like when I played Witcher 3, Geralt specifically stated in that game, I'm a Witcher. Geralt's belief is that humans can be monsters. The monsters, like, you know, the vampires, the wraiths, they can be monsters too. But Geralt hunts the ones that give, you know, that are giving people problems. And Geralt, if he has to, he'll put some humans in check. He'll straight up call a human a monster if he deems them a monster. Geralt is not biased with his beliefs. You know, humans can be monsters. Monsters can be monsters. There's some times in the season where Geralt would actually defend the monsters, like, why would you kill him? He wasn't gonna do nothing, type of stuff. So yeah. This show did a very good job in the very first episode. You're going to see Geralt's beliefs get established. So they go ahead and establish that first episode for you. But yeah, my main issues with the first season, the timeline that's not really like structured properly. It's not structured. It's not saying it's not structured properly. I'm okay with it doing that time, like going to the past, going to the present. But let me know, signify a way for you to let me know how, like, hey, we are in the past right now, like, you know, 5 months later, or change the filter of the screen to where, okay, this is a flashback sequence. This whole episode is like in the past. You know, change the filter of the lighting, whatever, for me to know. Have a different filter for the present, different filter for the past, you know, like it would do in like flashback movies and stuff. But yeah, I wish they had like stuff that was, let me know, like, you know, 5 months earlier, 5 months later, that kind of stuff. But they didn't really have that. I wish they did, but they didn't. First season didn't have a lot of monster fights like I wanted. Second season has to give me more. I do appreciate episode 4 or 5 when it was a full-on Monster Hunt based episode. Geralt got into his little detective work and stuff. But it was I was okay with it, but you know, second season is where it looks like it's gonna be at. Second season, I don't want to spoil it, but it's about to show stuff that I wanted to see the first season. Like it's about to show stuff that I thought I was gonna see first season. First season hinted at things that I was going to show up for sure in second season, so I need that second season. Everything with Ciri the first season, boring. I don't care. You a girl in distress, but when you meet up with Geralt, alright, then I will care. I'm not saying her character's trash. I'm just saying I don't care about her running and, you know, being a kid in distress and stuff that needs to be helped. I don't care. That's the boring part of the show for me. But when it gets to Yennefer, Geralt, they're the most interesting parts. But every time it cuts to Ciri, I'm like, okay, yeah. Let me get through Ciri so I can get back to Geralt and Yennefer, or just Geralt. To be honest, I just want to see Geralt majority of the time. But Yennefer, her portion of the story isn't so boring to where it's like I don't care. It's like I want to see your story. I want to see you progress. Because Geralt is Yennefer's portion of the story. Bruh. When they got to episode 7, man. If Geralt's gonna keep doing the same thing first season where he uses his magic once in a fight and then it's like, bro, you getting overpowered. Can you use it? Like let me just say this one thing. There was an episode, it was episode 8, and Geralt was fighting some monsters. He was getting jumped by him, and I'm like, just take your magic, do a to the ground and push them all back. What the frick are you doing? You know, his magic is inconsistent. His use of magic was inconsistent. That's all I'll say. But the swordplay, fire.
Fucking coming.
I came. It was fire. That's how I look at it. But I'm finna go ahead and end this video. It's your boy K-Dot. Alright, you guys. It's your boy Esther K-Dot. Gotta get out of here. Gotta go. But go to that peace, love, posse all the time. Don't do drugs. Stay away from them drugs. Deuces.
Should have gone for the head.
Pretend it don't hurt, repent, I won't stump. My feet in the rage, my nigga, I'm no chump. Need you when I grab you.